So this is just a theory. So you just need to listen and practice it. Okay. And write in your notes and just try to practice it. This is the terminology. So whenever someone asks you in the interview, you need to answer it. So in general, like what is the purpose of the table space? Everything I explained. That is like in general way, but it is a technical way. Okay, the first thing is what is the table space? Table space is a logical space. It contains one or more data files. Okay, this is what the definition. Okay, so table space is a logical space. It contains one or more data files. So coming to the logical structure of the table space, logical structure of the table space is divided into three things. One is like blocks, extents, and segments. Okay, if you want to construct, let's take an example. If you want to construct any building, we need a building block. The same way, if you want to write the data, we should have a block. Without having a block, we cannot create any data. Okay, we have OS blocks and we have Oracle blocks. Okay, so without having the block, nothing will be there in the computer. Block is very, very important. Okay, so block, extend, and segment. These are comes under logical structure. So these logical structures we can get when the database is up and running. Okay, when the database is down, we cannot get this. Okay, so coming to the physical structure of the table space, data files. Physical structure of the table space is data files, right? So when we create a table space, we are mentioning the data file name. Without having the data file, we don't have any table space. That is the meaning of physical structure of the table space. Okay. So at least one data file should be there for a table space. Okay. So we cannot create the table space with zero data file. Okay. Minimum one data file is required for creating a table space. So block, what is the meaning of block? Block is the smallest data storage unit. Okay. If you want to construct a building, one block is not enough. We have to arrange them side by side. Okay, then only we can able to construct a wall or we can construct a building. The same way here. So if you want to write the data, okay, so it should be like side by side. Okay. So block by block, okay. One block after another block, we need to create it. If you create like that, if it is side by side, okay, then it will become an extent. Okay. So collection of contiguous blocks is called extent. Nothing but suppose if you take an example, 4 to 5 blocks, if you combine, okay, we can make it as a extent. Or 10 blocks, 10 to 15 blocks we can combine and we can make it as extent. We are just naming it as like collection of 15 blocks, collection of contiguous 15 blocks. Okay, contiguous is nothing but side by side. So if it is non-contiguous, okay, we cannot say as extent. If it is a contiguous, then only we can say it is a extent. So coming to the segment, segment is a collection of extents. It may be contiguous or not contiguous. Okay, means extents can be side by side or extents cannot be side by side. But if we combine 2 to 3 extents, okay, 5 to 10 extents, we can call it as a segment. Okay, these are all the definitions you need to understand. Mostly nobody will ask you in the interview, but better if you learn. Someone may ask you some questions. You just need to understand, right? That's why you should learn the terminology as well as definitions. These are very, very important in the prospect like so freshers. Okay. So if you attend a fresher interview, maybe they will ask you the definitions. But if you are attending experience interview, they will not ask you the definitions. They will ask you about the work, how you are doing, how you are troubleshooting, that type of things they will ask you for. So experienced candidates. This talks about like definitions. Next, we are going to the diagram. So this is what the diagram. You can see clearly here, block will become extent. Okay. So collection of contiguous blocks will become extent. Collection of extents will become segment. Collection of segments will become table space. Collection of table spaces will become database. Okay. Collection of schemas also will become database. I will tell you what is a schema later in the user management concept, then you can understand that. So collection of OS blocks is equals to data file, and also collection of OS blocks is equals to Oracle data block. Okay. So data block, the data file has some limit of OS blocks. Oracle block has some limit of OS blocks. Okay. What is the limit? What is the calculation? We need to see. Okay. Data file, keep on, suppose if you are adding the space, the count of the OS blocks will be increased. Okay. So we cannot calculate the count of the data file related blocks. Okay. How many blocks inside the data file? It is not possible. But how many blocks, how many OS blocks inside the Oracle block we can calculate. Okay. There is a formula. Okay. So logically, table space is nothing but collection of segments or collection of extents or collection of blocks. Okay. But physically, the table space is nothing but collection of one or more data files. Okay, that is what the definition. This is the logical definition. This is the physical definition. Okay, just for understanding, okay, you need to learn this terminology. So whatever you learn, just write it in your notes. Just by heart the definitions, answer it in the interviews. That's it. Okay. Next, the calculation. So coming to the OS block size. So by default, OS block size is 1K. By default, Oracle block size is 8K. Okay. Based on this diagram, OS blocks is connecting to the Oracle blocks. Okay. So Oracle block size is 8K, OS block size is 1K. In that case, like how many OS blocks are needed for creating one Oracle block? Can someone guess?
8.
8 Oracle blocks are required. 8 OS blocks are required to create a Oracle block. Okay. Next. So types of table spaces, small file and big file. So what is the meaning of small file? So we can add n number of data files, but max data file size is 32 GB. So coming to the big file, it has only one data file, but the max data file size is 32 TB. Okay. So this is what we already discussed and we practically learned about this concept. And contents of the table space. So we already discussed theoretically. Okay, we need to do something practical. So permanent table space, it stores the permanent data. Permanent data is nothing but our transactions related data. Our business data will be stored in the permanent table space. So coming to the second one, temporary table space, it stores sorting operations. Okay, order by, group by, clauses, that type of things will be stored in the temporary table space. Undo table space, it stores the rollback segments. The meaning of rollback segments is commit and rollback. We have two things. Okay. So whenever you do the transaction, suppose you are updating a value from 2 to 3. Okay, 2 will become old value, 3 will become new value. Okay. If you give commit, 2 will be permanently become 3. If you give rollback, okay, 3 will be again replaced with the 2. Okay. But where the 2 will be stored? Okay, where the previous value will be stored? The previous value will be stored in the undo table space. Okay, that is what the meaning of undo table space. Okay, let's see some practical things. Then you can understand more about the contents of the table space. Let's see further anything is there. Okay, let's go. Let's take something from the Google to understand. Okay, can you see this query? You can see the select statement, right? Author is the table name.
Yes.
Okay, author underscore last name is the column. We are running select statement. We are searching for a specific column. Okay, select column name from author. How it is coming? JHWJWPCMSS. Okay, like this way it is getting the output. Okay. Suppose if we give order by clause at the end, how it is coming? So C is the first. Okay. E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, S, T, U, V, W, W. Okay. So whenever this type of queries you are running, okay, whenever you run this type of queries, the temporary table space will be utilized. Temporary table space will be utilized. Order by is nothing but we are arranging the records in the alphabetical order. I want the output in the alphabetical order. Okay, whenever you arrange this type of things, it will be internally uses a table space is called temporary table space. Clear? Any questions? Anybody? You understood about temporary table space?
Yes, sir.
Okay, not only order by, okay, so group by uses temporary table space, okay. Okay, group by clause also will use the temporary table space. Let's see average will use temporary table space or not. Okay. Okay. So some of the like arithmetic operations also will be used temporary table space. Okay. Whatever we are doing in the calculator, okay, the same thing we can do in the SQL. Suppose if we have like 1 plus 2 is divided by 5. Okay, if you want to do it in SQL, in SQL also we can do. Okay, average, there are like 10 numbers. I want to make it average. What is the average number? We can do it. Okay, so for few of the arithmetic operations also, it will use the temporary table space. Okay, whatever we are using in the C language, everything will be used in the SQL. But we don't need to learn that much of in depth. Developers will take care of it. Okay, so you understood? Anybody? Anybody has any questions? Sarita, any questions? Abhinav, Riddhi,
No, sir.
Krishna,
No, sir.
Kamal.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Someone asked you, asked me a question in the last class regarding undo table space temporary and permanent. It's not clear. I think Kamal, right? You asked, right, Kamal?
No, I was a little bit confused with the example that was happened in the previous class, not with the concept. So now it's clear. Now I understood.
Okay, let's try to create the table spaces. So, first of all, let's see what is the contents of the current table spaces. Okay. You can see system is the permanent, sysox is the permanent, undo TBS undo, temp is temporary, users permanent, ABC data permanent, XYZ data permanent, big TS permanent. Okay, all these are permanent. Okay, So how to create a permanent table space? Okay, here if you don't specify anything, okay, if you don't specify anything, permanent, temporary, undo, okay, if you don't specify anything here after create, means by default it is a permanent table space. By default it is a permanent table space. Okay, let me create a temporary table space. So this is what the temporary table space. Okay, if you want to create undo table space, create undo. We already have undo TBS1, right? That's why I'm creating undo TBS2. Okay, here you can see the difference. Permanent, there is no permanent word here. But temporary, we have temporary, as well as you can see here temp file. Okay, here we are using data file. Undo, you can see the undo word here. Well, remaining syntax will be same. If you go on check here, you can see tempex is a temporary table space. Pair data, permanent table space. Okay, undo TBS2, undo table space. Okay. Then. So every table space has a status. Every table space has a status. Okay. So status can be online, can be offline, can be read. Okay. Online, offline, read only. Okay. Read write and online both are same. Both are. So currently online is nothing but inside that particular table space, you can read the data from the table space, you can write the data into the table space. Both are possible. So if you want to make it offline, how to make it offline? Alter table space, ABC data. If you run this statement, you can see the difference here. XYZ data, not ABC data, XYZ data, you can see it is in the offline state. Okay, if you want to make it online, you can make it online. Okay. If you want to make it read only, you can check here. It is showing read only. Okay. So if you want to make it read write, the read write is nothing but online only. So what is the meaning of read only? Can someone tell what is the meaning of read only?
They can only select, only select statement will be applicable.
Yeah, we can run only select statements. We cannot do insert, we cannot do create, we cannot do update, we cannot do delete. Okay, nothing we can do. We can do only read. We can run only select statements. Okay, so that is what the read only. Read write is nothing but we can do both. We can read and we can do select, update, insert, delete, everything we can do. Offline, what is the meaning of offline? Can you guess everyone what is the meaning of offline?
Without internet connection.
No. Offline is nothing but we cannot read and we cannot write. Simple thing, okay? Online, can read and can write. Okay? Online. Offline, can't read and can't write. Okay? Read only, can read, cannot write. You understood about these three things? Any questions? What is the meaning of online now? What is the meaning of online?
We can read
Can
and
read and
write.
write. Read and write.
What is the meaning of offline?
We cannot read and
Not-
we cannot write.
We cannot read and we cannot write. What is the meaning of read only?
Can read
Only
and,
read the
and write.
like select statement.
We can read, but we cannot write.
Right.
Okay. On table space or on data file? Understood my question?
Yes.
Data files.
You should understand the logic here, okay? If you cannot able to write on the table space, means inside the table space, do we have data files?
Yes.
If we are not able to write on the table space, then we cannot able to write in the data file, right?
Yes.
Okay. So data files connects with the table space connects with the data file. Okay, there is a relation. Okay, but there is a table space contains 10 data files. If you make a table space, all 10 data files will become offline,
Yes.
right? All 10 data files will become offline. Okay. So there is a concept is called making a specific data file offline. Making specific data file offline. Okay, there are 10 data files inside a particular table space. So I don't want to make all the data files offline. If you make a table space offline, all the data files will become offline, right? So I don't want to do like that. I want to make a 10th data file offline. Remaining all the data files should be online. Okay, that will be covered in the future classes. Okay, so to do that, we have to learn some more concept. Then you can understand that. Okay, making data file offline. Okay, today's concept little bit confusing, but if you read carefully, you can understand. Okay, so you need to open this block. There is a concept, there is a link, first link we have. You have to copy this link and paste here. You can see the theoretical points as well as content here. You have to read as well as you can see the commands. Okay, how to identify the permanent, temporary, undo, different ways I shown. Online, offline, read only table space. There is a concept is called rename table space offline. Okay, so auto extend on off temporary table space. Okay, there is another concept is called temporary table space group. So there is a concept is called extend management. Okay, segment space management. Okay, so we have to read this block carefully. Read this blog and we have to learn some other stuff to understand more. Okay, what are the concepts which we are using in the real time? Everything covered. Okay, from my side. But some more theoretical content you need to learn from this particular blog. You have to read it from here. Okay, without miss. So 60 to 70% covered from my side. Remaining, whatever is not important, I did not cover. Okay, those things you can see here. Maybe someone may ask you in the interview. Okay, that's why I'm covering. Yeah. So there is a concept is called temporary table space group. Okay. So till now, okay, I attended a number of interviews, but nobody asked about this temporary table space groups. But maybe someone will ask you. Okay. In that case, like you should have some answer, right? So in that case, like you have to learn this. Then you can understand. Okay. Just try to read end to end this block. Okay. So you will get more idea about the table space management. Any questions? Anybody?
సార్ ఆ లింక్ వాట్సాప్ లో షేర్ చేస్తారు.
I will share. The remaining concepts also will be there. Parameter file management, static dynamic parameters. Okay. Those are fully covered. So table space management, somewhat you have to learn. Okay. I am just pinging in the chart. Okay, you can copy from the chart. Any questions, others?
Sir, apart from this class, we need to cover this entire thing. The first one.
Hmm?
Right now you're showing. Should we
Not
make a
entire-
note regarding this?
Not entire thing. Okay. In this, I
So that is what
additionally
the
I additionally given some concepts.
okay.
From your side, you need to do
So whatever the topics was. So that
You
means the
need to-
miss.
you need to learn mainly about temporary table space groups. Okay, this concept. Okay.
Temporary table space groups.
Yeah, it is
Okay.
very, very important. Then you need to learn theoretical content.
And
Table
here
space,
also I have seen some.
table space management 3. Okay.
Three.
This is theory. This is not practical. Okay. So now nobody is asking about this locally managed and dictionary managed table spaces. Okay. That's why I'm not covering in the course. So this is purely theoretical. Okay. This is purely like definition type of things.
And here also, sir, in the PDF it's mentioning that archeolog mode.
That I will explain
Enabling
later.
the
That I will explain later. That's why I'm not mentioning. That concept,
so
offline data file concept will be there. Okay. So that I will teach. I will teach later.
okay, that means tablespace management. Tablespace management 3 only.
Yeah. You can see, right? This is offline data file. This is. You can see, right? So this I will cover later. Okay. To understand this, first of all, we have to work on this archeolog mode. You can ignore about this archeolog mode concept. This is like this concept renaming data file. So the steps are changed. Okay. So from 12C onwards, renaming data file, we do in the different way. That's why we have to ignore this. If you want to do it, you can do it. That's not an issue. But so as of now, most of the people are not using 11G database. Most of them is using 12C or 19C. Okay, 19C renaming data file is very, very easy. We don't need to do these many steps. Okay, so after upgrading our database 11G database to 19C, so I will teach about how to make a data file offline and how to rename a data file from one name to another name. Okay, that I will show in 19C classes. Okay, so you have to ignore this concept renaming data file. Other than renaming data file, you have to practice everything. You should not miss one. Okay, you have to do everything. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir. Till now, how much we covered, sir? At least 20-30% we covered.
We covered almost 30 to 35% course. Okay. So by next week, we are going to make the course like 50 to 55% next weekend. Today is Monday, right? Monday. Okay.
Yes, sir.
This weekend we are going to reach 50. The basics are very, very important. Okay. So if you understand basics, remaining will be very, very easy. Okay. So do practice tablespace management more and more. You can understand more and more in the database administration. Thank you. Good night.
Sir,
Yeah. It's ending. Meeting is ending. If you want to talk, you can talk.
yeah. Sir, actually, yesterday I tried